Brooklyn Nets were in Chicago last night, taking on the Eastern Conference leading Bulls.
Idols and rivals, baseline Blizzy, red zone red, back in the building.
KD at 27, Harden 25 to go along with the season high 16 assists.
Damn. He had 16 assists. I mean, that's kind of how it's supposed to be when you got KD and Kyrie on your team, and you was James Harden, and you was already leading the league in assists and shit. Back when he only had Chris Paul and fucking PJ Tucker and Eric Gordon on his team. Like, shit.
Giving us a little glimpse, a little peek into how good perhaps this team can be when the big three are all out there.
You know, we got to get Kai, you know, to be able to play home games. And once we get that, then we can really assess it and figure out what needs to be done, what needs to be changed, or, you know, how great we can be. I'm going to give him a shot if I got to.
It tells me that KD, Kyrie, and Harden are having conversations about this. This is speculation, but from his comments, I believe they're starting to talk about it. I bet you they not only want to come together and play together to win the championship, but
I never realized how much Chris Broussard's teeth is kind of out there. But let's keep going.
And so they're probably talking about that, and in the midst of that, you thought, hey, but we need you to play in these home games, my man. How we gonna do it? You know, and Kyrie's probably showing them in certain ways, whether it's what he says, his body language, does he laugh about it, that it seems like a possibility, a good one, that he might get vaccinated.
I don't know. First of all, dude, a little boring. I don't think they really having conversations about this shit. Like KD said the other day, their job is to come in, be professional, and do their job and play the game and try to win no matter who on the team, who not on the team, who coaching, who not coaching, who injured, who's sick. You know, so I don't think it's like they talking every day or every other day like, come on, Kyrie, you see what we can do. You all together, man. Get your vaccine. Come on. Like, no, I don't think they doing that. Like, I really don't. I don't think, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, good game, bro. Yeah, bro, I'm glad you back. That's about it. Like, yeah, maybe just imagine if we could just play every game, bro. Kyrie don't want to hear that, and they know Kyrie don't want to hear that. Like, so I don't know. I don't think I agree with that, but we'll see.
This is a response to a story that was in the New York Daily News yesterday where Stephen Bondi wrote that the law in New York actually would allow Kyrie to play in home games, and the Nets would just have to pay a fine. Ultimately, it would become a $5,000 fine for each time he played.
Bro, that's it? 5,000? Bro, they'll get that off one front row ticket. Bro, oh yeah, he's playing. We don't gotta talk about no vaccine, none of that bullshit, nothing, bro. 5,000 per game, bro. That's nothing, bro. Kyrie definitely coming back. Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. What the fuck did all this drama? What the fuck was all this drama happening for if all it was a $5,000 fine? The fuck? This shit starting to seem dumb and scripted as hell. This some movie shit. This some fucking soap opera shit, man. What the fuck?
They've either been talking about it or Harden is kind of sending out a message to the franchise like, yo, what are we waiting for? Let's get Kyrie on the court and start balling. So less than a week ago, Harden said, I haven't even talked about the vax status with Kyrie at all.
That's right. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Wild. All right, we're sorry. This was an awkward moment on the show. I apologize. Oh, thank you, Jenna. I apologize. We're all gonna. I screwed this up. I screwed it up. Okay, everybody.
These niggas kind of corny, dog. That's how they need real motherfuckers in them seats. But that's what I'm doing right here. Idols and rivals. We bring the real to these highlight reels. You feel me? But
there's three paths for him to end up playing at home games. Either ordinances get changed in New York City, that was kicked around with a new mayor. I don't see that happening. The whole take the ticket philosophy, I don't see that happening either. The NBA is going to be in compliance with local ordinances. The vaccination, which Kyrie has hinted at, kind of, and that there was a report that there's going to be I think a vegetable-based vaccine. Again, don't come to your old buddy to...
I'm screaming, bro. A vegetable-based vaccine. Tongue twister. Vegetable-based vaccine. That's hilarious. Dog. I mean, the vaccine was rushed anyway. Let's get that out the way. It ain't stopping shit. It ain't curing shit. It's maybe stopping you from dying and being in the hospital, but in reality, the real reason motherfuckers dying and going to the hospital because they was either already sick, already had a weak immune system, old, fat, or they wasn't really taking care of themselves for real. When I say for real, doing plant-based shit, aka vegetable. That's why they talk about vegetable vaccine. Drinking lemon water every day, which I just started doing, you feel me? Got the lemon water and shit, little too much lemon, this shit kind of sour as hell. But all type of shit, minerals, black seed oil, seaweed, like it's so much shit people could be doing to fight this and not die from this and lower the spread, lower the risk. And they, the government want to act like the vaccine is the only way because they want to finesse our tax money, but that's another thing. But I don't like how he just brushed over the fact that the Nets probably not going to take the ticket, which is basically paying the fine each time Kyrie play at home when he not vaccinated, because he claimed the NBA is not really going to allow that. They trying to stay in tune, play by the rules with local ordinances. I don't even agree with that. I don't like how he brushed over that because it's just like, bro, first of all, he's going to get tested every day. Every other day or as much as possible. So it's not like, oh, yeah, he got COVID, but we still going to play him and let him be around the team and pay the fine. No, it's like he don't got COVID. Everybody else around is vaccinated. And all you charge is a $5,000 ticket. Bro, they gonna do that. They better do that shit.
Harden was joking about giving him the shot. Shows me a thaw in the overall intensity and kind of, I don't know, the lock that their relationship seemed to be under. It was all very much like, that's Kyrie's decision. I'm not going to tell anybody this. And the fact that it's got a little bit of humor to it, I think that is the best sign that Kyrie is kind of leaning towards getting a vaccination. And it's true in any relationship. Yeah. On this show, I'll use it as an example. Mean to each other, that's the worst kind of chemistry. If you're nice to each other, that is better chemistry. If you're nice but jokingly mean to each other, that's the best chemistry. And
I agree with that, especially in Detroit. You're not real friends. You're not real teammates. You're not real gang members if you just all nice all the time. You know what I'm saying? We jokingly mean as hell all the time. Like if your hair not braided up, we're gonna cook you. If you got on some old ass products, even though them bitches is expensive and they a tiny bit wrinkle, we gonna cook you. If you sleep in the studio, anything, bro, we're gonna cook you. But it's not like we hate you. You know what I'm saying? That's just how real friendships are. So I totally agree with that. I like that take.
And that's what Harden and Kyrie had. Like, yeah, I'll give him the shot myself. I'll take care of it. Right. That is the sign that it's the best chemistry and that his hesitancy may be waning a bit.
Right. Yeah, all that's true. Agreed. Who did they play last night? And what happened in the game?
Chicago Bulls.
I'm just curious, Jenna.
The
number one seed, right? And they blew them out.
Bulls?
Best Nets win of the season. Best game they've played all year. And what's the story? Was Kyrie going to get the shot? Is he going to play home games? What's going on? Guys. They don't have a set continuity. They now don't. Now it is even less continuity. Originally it was we're going to have all our big three for the year. Then it was, we're going to have our big two, Kyrie's going to be out for the year. Then 2 weeks ago it was, we're going to have Kyrie for only road games, we're going to deal with it. Now it is, we have him for road games, but maybe at some point we'll have him for home games. So do we really need to work on just the KD Harden stuff, or is Kyrie going to be there? Folks, the Broussard's here talking about they came together to not just win championships, but to see how great they could be. Well, the next step in how great you can be is get as far as Trae Young, John Collins, and the Kevin Huerter big three got. Try to get to that step, and then we can talk about all-time greatness steps, okay? Let's try to get to where...
I mean, I hear what he's saying, but what he's saying really don't make sense. He talking about continuity and talking about steps. Like, bro, last year they was injured as hell. KD was really the only player of the big three playing healthy. Kyrie was out. James Harden was limping off a real messed up hamstring, out of shape. But he talking about, so steps, like the fact that they pushed the NBA champions to 7 games with basically only KD, that's a good enough step for real. We already know how dangerous they is with all three players, with all three of the big three, not to mention everybody else healthy. Talking about continuity as far as, Kyrie not playing and Kyrie being for home games. Bro, that shit don't... Bro, how does that even... What is continuity? Working on these players... Bro, NBA teams barely practice, so what? I don't know. What is he talking about, bro? He don't want the Nets to win. They just brushed over the fact that they just did the Bulls dirty. How does that mess up the continuity and chemistry even more? That just gives everybody more hope, and it galvanizes the rest of the team. Like, yeah, we got to keep going. We got to keep playing hard, keep getting better. Because if and when Kyrie do come back, and if it ever get full time, we going to be unstoppable. We got to keep our momentum going no matter whether he here or not. Period. What is he talking about?
Hawks were before we start talking about greatest collections of talent ever. And after their biggest win of the year on national television, where Durant was sensational in the third quarter, Harden was sensational throughout, we're talking about a guy who scored 9 points. About when is he going to get the vaccine?
When did Nick Wright hair get long as hell? But now that's kind of a funny point, that bringing up Kyrie only having 9 points, and that's all we talking about. But it's like, it don't matter how much each individually out of the big three score. It's the fact that you got all these threats that the defense cannot pay extra attention to every play, to each one, or really even 2 at a time. So it's like, all right, yeah, he gonna score 9 points, but then you got these two over here going stupid. And then even if you do lock down 2 of us, that's gonna mean that either one of the other big three and somebody else on the team has more opportunities to do more and play better and be more efficient. So it's like, I see what he's saying, but he forgetting the fact that it's not always about box score. You know what I'm saying? It's about eye test and dividing up the opposing team's defense and their focus and their ability and their energy and their confidence. That's what Kyrie really brings. Because we know Kyrie can shoot 20 times, only make 6 of them, but it don't matter because if the rest of the team's solid, then the attention that he taking away from the rest of his teammates is overall helping the team. So, yeah, whatever.
Do I think Kyrie's going to get vaccinated? I have no idea. I don't think the Nets know. And I think the whole thing is just it's an insane way to try to run a basketball team. And it is, to me, indicative, Broussard, that after their biggest win of the year, this was the discussion. Not that, hey, we just kicked the teeth in of the number 1 seed in the conference. Like,
yeah, I agree with that last point. I don't really. When I was screen recording this video and I clicked this video because I didn't pre-practice or none of that. I'm thinking they about to talk about how the Bulls maybe fluke, the Nets exposing, the Nets is the real big dogs, blah, 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 blah. All they keep talking about is vaccine. If y'all talking to him about getting a vaccine, or I'm going to shoot him with the vaccine myself. Like, that was kind of weird. I could see why, because it showed the potential of what they could be if he playing every game and most of the games. But I really thought the discussion was going to be about the Bulls. So, yeah, Nick Wright, you an idol. You was an idol. You know, you done worked hard a lot of your career. I love your show. A couple years ago when I wake up in the morning I used to go on YouTube and type in First Things First, because I know his show is one of the first sports shows that air on the weekday or whatever. But nah, you're a rival. You know what I'm saying? You hating on the Nets. You know what I'm saying? You want your precious Lakers to win. You want the Bulls to usurp the Nets and the race to defeat the Bucks and knock them off or whatever. Now you're a rival because I started this show. So Idols and Rivals, Baseline Blizzy, Red Zone Red. Stay tuned in. You hear me? We talking the real about the real. You got me? I hope you like this episode. We're gonna keep going, keep it coming. Subscribe.